Quickies with Andy. Quickies with Andy. Done.
Yummy.
Welcome to Menu from Mars and Quickies with Andy. It's been a little cold here in New England the past few weeks. A lot of days in the low teens, single digits, and sub-zero. So I'm gonna make some honey bourbon to stay warm with. It's after 10 o'clock, so you just really need to want to drink after 10 in the morning. So if you have that desire and it's as cold where you are as it is here where I am, then this is probably a good recipe for you. I haven't made a show in a while because sometimes life gets in the way of this kind of stuff. But I'm here. This is just going to be a quickie. And what you need for this, and before I start that, just know that you can go and you can just buy the honey whiskey or bourbon in the store, and it's, you have to go by their honey, you have to go by what they want. You don't get to make it yourself, so you don't know what ingredients are going into it. And the funny thing is I usually, when it comes to food, I spare no expense, because eating is one of those things in life, and I do food of love, so I want to put the very best into it that I can. This, I don't do the same way, and I'll show you why. Okay, here's what you're going to need for this. You're going to need an empty bottle and a full bottle of bourbon. Now, I get the Evan Williams, and I get it. It's bottom shelf, but it's straight bourbon, and it doesn't have that icky aftertaste that you can get with the other Kentucky whiskey or whiskey type product, because of the spices they put in it. And we're changing the flavor of this, and we're adding all kinds of stuff to it. So if I were going to sit down and just sip bourbon, or make something that where the taste was very specific, then yeah, I would probably go top shelf. But with this, these are on sale this month at the New Hampshire liquor store, and they're like $16.99 a bottle, so it's $17 for a big bottle like this. So that's what I grabbed. You're going to need about 8 ounces of water. It can be 8.5, but try not to go less than that. A funnel, some honey. I just have basic, pure and simple. You can get it 80 ounces at Wally World. So it's not top shelf, but I like the taste of it. This is optional, but if you want to add some Caro, I do the brown sugar kind. So all you do here is you open your empty bottle, and you want to pop this little plastic thing off, but don't throw it out, because if you try to put the lid back on here without that little plastic thing in, it will not make a seal, and when you go to shake this up, it'll spray all over the place. And I have a comment for that, but I'm going to leave it alone. So here's what we do. You just put your little food scale, which you'll also need, by the way. I'm glad I brought that up. Set it to ounces. Open up a new bottle. Pop the little plastic thing off, because you don't need that. And just pour out approximately 43 to 44 ounces. You are going to be taking this down to about 30%. Okay. This runs, I can't see it, but no, I haven't drank yet. It runs about 43% by volume. We're going to take this, if you do the math, it brings it down to about 30. So there you go. You have your 44 ounces is what I just put in here. I zero out my scale, and I add about 8 ounces of water to it. That's about 8.5. Zero out the scale again. Of course, it helps if you take the funnel out. And then I add 8 ounces of honey. Again, you can choose whatever kind you want. I prefer this one because I think the total cost of this per bottle ends up being something ridiculous like $12 or $13 for a whole big bottle of this like this. Which is funny because you'll pay for the same brand and their honey bourbon, you'll pay about $25, and that's too much if you are going to drink with any kind of regularity. Ooh, I said that. So, so there we go. A little more. Make sure I get 8 ounces here. So, I'm done with my bottom shelf honey. And then I take this Caro, and I do this just for a little more sweetness. If you notice, mine doesn't quite look as clear and see-through as a lot of the ones in the store. It's because we're using real bourbon, not a derivative of, and we're using real honey. We're not lightening it up as much as them. We're not taking it down as far as them. If it's not at least 30%, it's not worth drinking as far as I'm concerned. So, again, this is the brown sugar kind, and I just put about an ounce in. Sometimes 3/4 of an ounce. Sometimes a little more. But it's all this does is add sweetness and a little bit of a brown sugar taste to it, which is really hard to pick up. So, but it does make it a lot sweeter. And you can use clear or the dark. So that's that. And then all you do is shake. So, like I said, I think we worked it out one time, and it was something ridiculous. Like, it looks like that thing. You can get your exercise while doing it, and then you have something to drink when you're done. This ends up working out to something ridiculous, like somewhere between, I think one time we figured it out depending on if you buy the big bottle versus a little bottle, or a big one of these on sale versus not on sale, but it actually works out somewhere between $12 and $14 for a whole bottle of honey bourbon like this. But you do have to shake this up pretty good, and I'm not going to make you watch me do that. But what you want to do is you want to make sure, because there's going to be, I'll show you, there's likely going to be some here, and it'll be on the bottom as well. So your goal here is to try to get as much of that mixed in as possible. So you're probably going to shake it for 2 or 3 minutes, and then the next time you go back to it to get some more, you shake it up a little more. And every once in a while sediment will form from the honey, depending on where you are and how filtered it was. I used to use the unfiltered honey because it was here, and I use it for other things. But I figured I might as well just pick up the cheaper stuff and do that. And what this does is, when you make 3 batches of this, it's like getting one free, because you just empty the other bottles that you end up working through over the course of, months, weeks, days. And this will actually, what's left over here will end up working out to being somewhere between 43 and 45 ounces if you do it right. So you'll be able to make a whole nother batch with just that. But I'm gonna go ahead and shake this up, and thanks for watching. Enjoy it, but try to wait at least until 10:30 in the morning. Ooh.